Welcome to the Stress Detox podcast. I am your host, Edie Gooditis. Thank you for being here with me today. I am a stress management and embodiment coach for female leaders. I also lead yoga, breathwork, and meditation classes, programs, workshops, stress management workshops, retreats for yoga, breathwork, wellness, and I am a best-selling author. Today, we are diving deeper into stress, looking at how it can affect mindset and how emotions come into play. So, our mind is incredibly powerful. Truly, we create everything through our mind, and then it comes into being. And life and experiences are meaningless until we give them meaning. And as humans, we are incredible beings in that we have part of the brain known as metacognition, or the higher faculties, higher functions, in addition to the subconscious programming, which I kind of say is like middle brain. And then we have the animal brain, our reptilian brain, which really is our fight, flight, freeze, life or death, all of that. So we're amazing in that we have subconscious, which is kind of our internal processing system where we're looking at information either in the past or in the future. So it has that timeline. And then we have the higher faculties where we can connect with intuition and imagination and awareness and self-observation and memory. So it's really incredible because we then can observe our own thinking. We can notice what is productive, what is valuable, what is truthful, and what feels real, but actually is not true and might actually be keeping us stuck and creating a lot of the suffering and stress in our life that we're feeling that we can actually eliminate. So mind is amazing. Our mindset is so, so, so powerful. And if we think about it, a lot of the stress we experience is created from the mind. We can create stress. We can also eliminate stress simply through thoughts. And our thoughts drive sensation, emotion, and emotion drives behavior, action. So if we think about it, if we're thinking a certain way and then we feel a thing, feel a certain way, then we'll act a certain way, right? So if we feel scared, our response, like let's backtrack. If we're thinking of something that is anchored in fear and our feeling state with it is anger, because that's a protective mechanism, then we might lash out and be really defensive and kind of aggressive with others when deep down we desire love and connection. And so if we think about it for a moment, and you can think about this for the context of your own life, like when was a time that you felt really unsettled or really anxious about, let's just say, an exam, like thinking of school? I know I definitely had that in high school and university, and I allowed the thoughts of the worst case scenario to drive so much of my energy. And I never thought I was prepared enough. I often would skip meals. It would keep me up at night. Like I would just allow those doubts to get the best, to get the best of me. And then I would show up to write an exam and I would feel so tired and so worried that even though I was so prepared, half the time I felt like my brain just went blank. And then I'd leave the exam and everything would come back to me. I don't know if you've had that. I had that a few times. So it's interesting to notice, like, how often does our mind create that reality that we then experience? And what if we shift our thinking about it? What if, and this happened, I gained more awareness, and then it shifted to, okay, I know all of these things. So what is the best outcome for this presentation or for this exam? And instead of being terrified, it was more excitement. And from excitement, then I was writing the exam, and my brain was not stuck in tunnel vision of the world is ending. My brain was like, oh my gosh, there's so many possibilities for this question. There's so many ways I can answer this. Oh, I remember I'm able to tap into my memory and grab this example for this question to support my argument. Oh, I can use intuition here that I'm getting this nudge. Oh, I can write this out. We're able to access a lot more when we're living in a mindset that is much more anchored in a possibility and in the truth of abundance that is right here within us now, than if we're in that mindset of fear, scarcity, and lack, which then keeps us stuck and again contracted, and then just so hyper focused on the one thing that we actually can't access any of these other amazing things that are all around us and within us at all times, which then makes the situation we feared the most happen. Like we literally create what we fear when we are thinking so much fear. So what's amazing with stress is then when I was thinking of like the world is ending, when I was studying for exams and then had an exam experience that was literally my brain going blank, I literally then created what I feared the most. And that's just an example. And so as I'm trying to study, my body is in like a stress response, which is why I'm not sleeping, which is why I'm not really eating or my digestion is off, like all the things, because my body is like, oh my God, high alert, life or death, life or death, life or death, like stay alive, stay alive, stay alive. And that's just not really conducive for retaining information and feeling relaxed in the moment, and then being able to access all of the brilliance that we all have within us. So really understanding our mind and becoming curious to our mind and becoming keen observers of our mind is literally life-changing for us, because as we cultivate greater awareness, then we can shift our mind when we notice the thoughts trail over here into fear and doubt. We can start to bring them back to our center and say, thank you, I hear you. I can process this feeling of fear. It's not accurate. I'm going to come back to the center, and I'm going to come back to truth. I'm going to check back in with my heart. I'm going to access imagination, memory, intuition, and recognize, okay, I can expand from here, and there's possibility. Just as much as there's failure, there's possibility. So let's come back to possibility, because that's going to bring more actions that are what I desire, and outcomes and opportunities of what I desire. And it's going to communicate to my body, I am safe. I am safe, instead of life or death. So it's a very different energy. So understanding mindset is literally foundational when we're navigating stress, when we're wanting to heal at the level of the nervous system. And it's not a fast process. I know we want to just have the answers. We want everything to feel easy and to be done, and to all of a sudden, like, have all of the brilliant thoughts only be the way we're thinking. And the reality is we're human. We have generations or decades of conditioning, and neuroplasticity and rewiring our brain takes some time. It's like going to the gym. We go to the gym to work out a muscle group. It's the same thing with our mind, with our thoughts. We're then consciously reprogramming. We're acknowledging what are these subconscious beliefs that are anchored in judgments and doubts and fear? Can we begin to acknowledge them versus ignore them or suppress them? And then from that space of acknowledgement, can we start to bring in the truthful phrases, the opposites to what they are, to remind us, right, I am intelligent, I am successful, I am amazing at writing exams, I am amazing at public speaking. People love when I present. People love when I speak up and share my story or share my opinion. People respect me when I communicate my boundaries, right? Like all of these things are so important, yet we don't often say them to ourselves. And a practice that I use and that I share with my clients that I'd encourage for you is to really notice, get curious to your thoughts. And what I mean by that is when you start your day, take a moment to scan awareness through your body, like literally before you get out of bed. This is what I share with my clients. This is what I do. Scan awareness through your body. Check in with how you're feeling. Notice if you're already gripping and tight. Can you soften the body in some way? And then notice where your thoughts are going. I know I've had many mornings where I wake up and my brain is ruminating in so much fear and anxiety. That definitely happened in the past, right? And then that's what we're waking up to. So if we're waking up and we're already stressed out about something that happened or anxious about something in the future, our body then is already in this high alert state and we're just waking up. We haven't even put our feet on the floor. So our actions then are going to follow that thought pattern, whether we're aware of it or not. So what if we then tune in and as we're scanning awareness through the body and we notice, oh, there's gripping, let's soften. Oh, my breath is held, let's soften. Oh, where are my thoughts? They're over there. Well, that actually isn't true. And that already happened. So do I need to keep dwelling on it? No. And this outcome, that is a possibility. And also this other thing is very possible too. So what if I think of the positive possibility instead? How does that feel for my body? What if thinking of this event that happened that I've been dwelling on, well, is there an action then that I can take to resolve it? Because let's then just take the action instead of ruminating and sitting in that fear and judgment. So the mindset is incredibly important with stress, with reducing stress, with self-regulation. And tuning into emotions can be another way for us to notice, okay, well, where the heck are my thoughts? I find for myself, and again with clients, as I just shared, like the body can be a really beautiful way to tune into what our thoughts are doing if we're newer to these practices. I know when I first started all this work over a decade ago, when one of my mentors and practitioners first said to me, well, just notice your thoughts. I was like, what the heck are you talking about? And then for me, it was through yoga and through really connecting with my body through that practice, I started to notice, oh, now I can see where my thoughts are wandering when my body is getting tense or when I'm in the practice in this pose. And so those became for me pathways to really get clearer with my mindset. So body and breath can be a really great way. Also tracking emotions. So if you notice you're feeling a lot of anxiety and really getting familiar, curious with the sensations of the emotions, because emotions are just energy and motion. And really, they just need a pathway out of the body. They just want to move. So if we, again, like stress, if we just suppress it, we're then getting all of this energy just congested in the body. And then we feel like jittery, we feel off, we feel agitated because there's all this energy in our body that literally needs to be moving up and out, whether it's through movement or singing, writing, yelling, stomping, whatever. But like there is movement, it needs to come out. So you might start to notice, okay, am I usually quite like, or maybe not, sorry, backtrack. You might notice I'm feeling really angry right now, like really, really angry in this conversation. And then you can start to check in. Okay, well, what are my thoughts? Are my thoughts that I'm like, is there something where I don't feel seen or heard? So the like narrative is no one ever hears me, no one ever sees me, no one cares, no one loves me. If that's the narrative, then yeah, you're going to be angry and defensive because your body is hearing that and it's like, "Oh my God, protect. Oh my God, protect. Oh my God, protect." So we can use our emotion as a way to help us understand, well, what are our thoughts and are they true? Again, they might feel real, but are they true? And then is that driving how we might be feeling in the body, feeling tense, feeling grippy, whatever? So it's really helpful to just start to get curious. Curiosity is your best friend with all of this work of self-awareness, whether it's through the lens of stress or elsewhere. It's very helpful to open to curiosity and yeah, just approach it from the space of wonder because we are amazing, magical beings. We are incredibly complex. And the more we can meet ourselves with grace and with compassion and with this curiosity and with courage, it becomes a lot more enjoyable as we move through this process and learn regulation and self-regulation and really cultivating this sense of connection and inner harmony within ourselves. So I will leave it at that for today. I'll speak further to emotions in another episode, but this gives you at least a little bit more of an understanding of how your thoughts might be contributing to the stress you're feeling. And hopefully you can start to play with just your experiences and notice, what am I thinking? What am I feeling? How are they connected? And one exercise that you might try just before we sign off here, if you are noticing your thoughts are super, super busy, in addition to that question, is this real? Is it true? You might also do a practice that I call the 3-2-1 exercise. And you can pause when you're feeling your brain like a helicopter and just think, okay, right now, what are 3 things I can see in the space that I'm in? What are 2 things that I can hear? And what is 1 thing that I can feel, that I can touch? And what that does in that moment is it helps you orient so you're able to know, okay, within my environment, how am I feeling? What am I noticing? I'm safe. Okay, what am I hearing? So that's connecting you with space, but then it's connecting you back with your body. And then how am I feeling? Do I feel the chair beneath me? Do I feel my feet on the ground? Can I feel the clothing on my skin or the temperature of the air on my skin? That really brings you into your body. And then from that place, okay, so what the heck am I thinking right now? Where are my thoughts going? Let's just take a pause and let's reassess here. And now let's find out, are they real? Are they true? Fear can feel so, so, so real. And we can get locked in fear for a few days, weeks, and then something happens where we're all of a sudden like, oh, whoa, I've been stuck over there and that's not true. And okay, cool, let's shift that. And let's now connect with this positive, truthful thought and move forward. So I hope this is all helpful to you. It's incredibly helpful with my own journey as well as with my clients. So as always, please feel free to like, comment, share. If you have any other questions, personal questions that you'd like to ask, always feel free to email me. I am happy to chat. And I will see you again soon. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye.